All right, big news yesterday at LSU that's traveling around with Denver Harris. And Harris not a part of the team picture yesterday. And obviously we have some really good connections on the Denver Harris situation. And if you've been watching the show over the last couple of days and weeks, we've been telling you about this Harris situation, on what LSU really thinks about Harris and what's going on with him. First, it has to be said, and this is a great example to highlight this. This is Brian Kelly's program, and he's running it to his standard. And there is no one that is going to be allowed to stretch a rule, push a rule, move any type of, really kind of, they're not going to compensate for anybody. They're not going to move their rules and change their protocols for anyone. And that was well established when Brian Kelly got to Baton Rouge. It was well established with the team, with the veterans, with the staff, with the administration, that this is how LSU football is going to be run. And since Denver Harris has arrived, there has never been an overriding issue. I see people asking me inside the chat that there's a report of a locker room fight. I have not heard that. I have not been told that. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying I have not been told that happened, has happened. What I have been told is that Denver Harris continues to just stretch the rule a little bit. You have to be at a meal at a certain time. 2 minutes late is 2 minutes late. It doesn't matter if it's 120 seconds or 60 seconds, it's late. And the way that the program is run is that if you're late for certain things, if you miss certain things that you are scheduled and supposed to be at, then you get docked points off of what your SWAT team is given points for, and that's how you're graded within the program. That's how you're evaluated within the program. And when it comes to testing, when it comes to the football stuff, it's very easy to understand that Denver Harris is one of the top players on the team. And for LSU, who was ranked again in the top 5 in a preseason poll that was announced yesterday, to be the 5th or top 5 team within the season, Denver Harris has to be on the field. But first and foremost, if he can't adapt to what the principles of the program are, well, then he can't make it. If you go back to our conversation with Brian Kelly over the summer, one of the things he says very early on in the conversation is that when he got the job, there were certain guys on the roster that just didn't meet the standards of what the program was going to ask for. And it was that simple. And that was on the first day, and that can be within the second year. That's how the program is run, and nobody's making excuses. And my former roommate and still friend to this day, Tack Miner, is Denver's stepfather. They say stepfather, but he's been in Denver's life since he's 2 years old. I won't bring you into, our personal conversation, but I told him yesterday, man, I'm proud of you for the way that he handled the news of what happened to Denver. The way that he was talking to me, it's time for him to get this. And I think LSU was trying to send, I don't know anything official, and I didn't hear anything from my source, who everybody knows is on this situation, Tack, that he is suspended. I have not heard that. I'm not here to say that he is. I have not been told that by anyone. I do know that they scared the ever-living hell out of him. And if he's not going to walk the line now, I don't know if he ever will. But the message from what I was told was sent. And it hit. And I don't know internally how they're handling Denver Harris, whether he's suspended, I don't know any of that. From what I was told, he's still on the team. And he understands that there's a line to walk, and it doesn't matter who doesn't. If you're not on the line, you're off. You're off. You're out. And from what I was told, that's where it sits. I have nothing on a suspension. I have nothing on status on the team. I do know that he's on the team, that he missed the team picture because he showed up 1 minute late to a team meal, and 1 minute late is late, and that was the latest in the line of just little micro type challenges of the rule that ultimately cost him a chance to be in the team picture. That hits. You know, I mean, that would hit me if I was a part of a team and I wasn't able to be a part of the picture showing that I was on the team. And from my clear understanding, the message that LSU was intent of sending to Denver Harris got to Denver Harris. That if you don't start walking the line now, you're running out of real estate. And you just got to hope he gets it. Just got to hope he gets it. I mean, at this point, I mean, that's where it's at. So,
I mean, does it feel like the punishment fits the crime?
I don't know that.
The more you think about it, the more
I don't know all of the details. I mean, what I was telling everyone last week on this show was things that I was getting from both LSU and from TAC. I mean, it was a clear message that was being sent of, hey, he's running with the third team because he needs to take that next step of maturity. He needs to understand that there's accountability. And what I think he has to understand is what they're really trying to teach him is, hey, man, you show up 2 minutes late for a meeting in the NFL, you're not missing the team picture. You're fined $50,000. You know, like you miss a team meal that you've got to be at for your job. I mean, this is what you're ultimately interviewing for, right? This is what you're trying out for, is the next step of this job process. You're in the minor leagues of, the NFL. And once you get to the NFL, everybody's got that type of talent, right? I mean, like, that's the great separator right now is, maybe Denver Harris's rope is a little longer than everyone's because he can play. But it's still a standard at LSU that if you don't walk the line, you're going to run out of real estate. So that's what I know in the Denver Harris situation. And I'm telling you that the honest truth, that's all I got. I don't know anything about a suspension. I mean, I saw Don Gill, Jordy, stop lying. I'm not lying. I mean, what do I have to lie for? I mean, serves me no good to lie about it. I mean, I'm telling you what I know. I mean, that's ultimately where it sits from what I've been told from somebody that's very well connected to Denver Harris.